OpenAI tried to compress the whole GPT 5.5 story into 55 seconds, but the important part is not the title card. It is the pattern underneath it. The launch teaser is built around three kinds of real computer work: browsing the web, fixing code, and turning spreadsheets into finished business documents. That is the promise this video is testing, using only the launch post, the official GPT 5.5 article, and Codex materials. In the teaser, the first beat is browser use. The prompt literally says, use browser to solve the cube, and the interface exposes permissions, documents, local work, and a 5.5 high mode in the same surface. OpenAI is making tool use visible, not implied. Then the clip shifts into the coding section, where the model explores files, reads checkstatic.js, and lands on a bug thread about impossible budget values, like 140%. The final beat broadens the pitch beyond software engineering. A file browser shows quarterly financial workbooks, the prompt asks for an MBR PowerPoint from the Q3 spreadsheet, and the result claims an editable 8-slide deck with native chart parts. That is why the teaser reads like workflow proof, not just model branding. The official launch article makes the teaser much clearer. OpenAI is not just claiming slightly better answers. It says GPT 5.5 is better at writing and debugging code, researching online, analyzing data, creating documents and spreadsheets, and operating software across a longer chain of work. That maps almost one-to-one onto what the teaser shows on screen. The article also frames the gains around agentic coding, computer use, knowledge work, and early scientific reasoning. The repeated theme is follow-through. OpenAI keeps returning to the idea that GPT 5.5 can understand a messy goal faster, check assumptions with tools, and keep moving until the job is actually done. The benchmark story matters most where it matches the launch clip. Terminal Bench 2.0 is the cleanest support for the coding repair sequence, because that task pattern looks like iterative terminal work, file inspection, and recovery across context. OpenAI also highlights an internal expert SW evaluation for longer horizon engineering. The public SW Bench Pro result is respectable, but not a wipeout, which is important if you want an honest read of the launch. The second cluster is about computer use and knowledge work. OS World Verified improves over GPT 5.4 and BrowseComp stays relevant because the teaser spends real time on browser interaction and document style output. So the strongest reading is not that GPT 5.5 wins every chart. It is that the numbers are most convincing when the work looks like tools, interfaces, and iteration. Codex is the product bridge that keeps this announcement from floating as pure model marketing. The landing page describes Codex as a coding agent that helps you build and ship with AI, powered by ChatGPT. More importantly, it talks about real engineering work, multi-agent workflows, skills, automations, and a chain of surfaces that spans the app, the editor, and the terminal. The Quick Start docs make the local work cues in the teaser feel intentional instead of decorative. Choose a project, keep local selected, then send the first message. Put together, the model story becomes more concrete. GPT 5.5 is the intelligence layer, and Codex is one of the main shells where OpenAI expects that agent behavior to show up in practice. The bigger story here is delegated computer work. The teaser is built around the same operating grammar across very different tasks: browse, fix, deliver. First, the model navigates a tool surface, then it inspects artifacts, then it produces an outcome someone can actually use. That is why the spreadsheet-to-deck moment matters so much. It tells viewers this is not supposed to stay inside software teams. At the same time, the launch clip does not answer the hard reliability questions yet. How often does the model recover when the first attempt fails? How much setup and permission grooming does it need in ordinary teams? And how much of this polish survives once the launch week glow disappears? Commercially, this is a broad rollout, not a distant research preview. OpenAI says GPT 5.5 is landing across the main paid ChatGPT tiers and also inside Codex, with API access coming later. That matters because the company is treating this like a front-of-product release, not a hidden lab experiment. My plain English read is skeptical but fair. This is one of OpenAI's most disciplined launches in a while because every major proof beat points at something you can browse, fix, or deliver. The remaining question is simple: does that workflow quality survive contact with real teams and real projects? If it does, GPT 5.5 could be the first OpenAI release where the model story and the workflow proof finally line up. The tweet sells the idea. the article grounds it, and Codex gives it a place to live. That is the real takeaway from this launch. Now the market gets to find out whether the polish holds up outside announcement week.